So Wendy's just throwing in some popsicle enrichment while we're waiting for people to join.
Those have fish pieces and stuff in them. So
Oh, fish pieces in them. Well, let's see if we can.
And the little girl hasn't had them a lot, so she's not always sure what's going on.
Right. Tallulah is all about this. Or no, Spencer.
Spencer's got one.
Spencer's this guy right here in front of us that pulled one with his paws.
She's like, I'm trying. How do I grab
Right,
it?
this is the baby trying to figure it out. There, she got it.
Did she get it?
Yeah, she got it out of the pool. She's like, what do I do with it now? All right, so Keeper Grace here. I've got Keeper Wendy with me here to talk about the otters that she takes care of. If you guys have any questions about the otters, feel free to shout them out and we will answer those questions for you.
Okay, to start with, we have one female, one male, and then an otter pup that is also a female. So that's the one swimming in the top pool.
And then
that's Spencer with her. He spends a lot of time with her. Spencer is 10 years old. Tallulah's in the log.
Oh, there she is.
She took her popsicle
over
She's
here.
9 years old. And then the baby is 5.5 months old. So she's really not a baby anymore. But I still call her that.
Yeah.
Hi!
She's still a
She's
baby.
like, could I have a real fish? I don't know about these popsicles. All right. We've got some trout. There's one for you. Oh, your mom's going to steal it. One for you. All right. So they eat a wide variety of fish. We're giving them trout, herring, squid, and capelin right now. So the trout are freshwater fish and everything else is a saltwater food item. And so that is what they're eating, a different amount of each type of fish every day because we don't have the same thing pulled every day. So they do like the squid though. They weren't sure about it at first, but now they kind of like it.
I remember when Spencer got here and we were trying to feed him the squid and he was like, what are you trying to feed me? I don't think he started eating it until he came out here and saw Tallulah eating it. And it was like, oh, this is edible.
I can eat this food. Yeah. So right now, because we're not spending a lot of time training the otters, they just get the bulk of their food thrown in the exhibit and they feed themselves. So they're sharing 2.6 pounds of fish twice a day. So not everybody's getting the exact same amount every day. But as long as the Otter Pup continues to grow and does well, I'm happy with that for right now. His life is so crazy right now.
Amanda asked, how old are they and how long do they typically live?
So here at Miller Park Zoo and other AZA facilities, an otter can typically live, they say their median life expectancy is 22 years. So ours are, Spencer, the dad, is 10 years old. Tallulah is 9 years old. And then the little girl who's right over the wall here is 5.5 months old. So she'll only stay with us until she's about 10 months old. Usually in January, we get ready to send our otter pups out to new facilities because in February, Tallulah could be having a new litter of pups. And we don't have a big enough facility to hold extra pups if she's going to have more that year.
Yeah.
So we send them out before that happens. And they're essentially almost as big as they're going to get at 10 months. They might get a tiny bit bigger, and they'll mature between a year and a half. They'll be sexually mature. So we don't want to keep them too long because we don't want to have any accidental pregnancies
Right.
between moms and babies and vice versa. Any other questions? Here's
Not yet. Yeah, shout them out if you guys have any questions about the otters.
Silver sides too. Those are little tiny silver sides. I forgot about those.
Oh, the silver sides are hiding in the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah, they're at the bottom of the bucket.
Do we have pups every year?
Not every year. Tallulah's had them almost every year since she's come to the zoo. Now, Spencer's the second male she was with. She had several litters with Ozzy, and then we lost him 2 years ago and brought Spencer in, and now she's had a litter with Spencer. So I think she's had 5 litters since she's been here. And she's been here, she's 9, she's been here 8 years.
And then Amanda also asked, what is the average size of a litter?
An average size is 2 or 3 pups. An otter can have anywhere from 1 to 6, though.
I think Tallulah usually has 2.
2 or 3 is pretty common for her. She did have a year where she had a single.
Yep.
We've had 3 litters of 2, right? Yeah, a set of girls, a set of boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, she had a litter mate, but we lost him before they were out on exhibit.
Yep.
And we've had a single and then a litter of 3. That's what we've had here at Miller Park.
Yep.
So how many is that? 3, 4,
I wasn't.
5.
I wasn't counting.
5 litters. I was right.
Pam asked, do they ever get enrichment items, or what type of things do we give them for enrichment?
So if you saw the beginning of the video, we gave them popsicles to have fun for us, and the animals like them too. So that's a pretty common enrichment item in the summer. And then they've got all kinds of enrichment floating around in the pools. A lot of their enrichment ends up in their pool because they like to swim and they spend a lot of time in the pool. So you can't really see it, but there's like a hose toy that's sunk at the bottom of the
hose.
pool.
It's a garden hose that's braided with between 2 used to be floating like
pieces of wood
that kind of simulate plant material. That would be where they live in the rivers natively. And then they've got their plastic jolly balls and that barrel.
Yeah, a little cylinder around
the log. The baby was on her back and through that bucket the other day when I walked by.
Oh, that's
she was eating something she caught. And then what do we have down in the bottom pool? The donut, the floating donut down there that they like to play with. Yeah, so enrichment for them, you have to make sure it's indestructible because they are very strong chewers.
Mm-hmm.
And then something that won't get the pool too dirty, or something stuck in the drain. Those are the things you have to keep in mind for otter enrichment. They like various like fruits and vegetables too.
Yeah, we sometimes give them a whole fruit and they'll play with that. They don't generally they don't really like citrus fruit because they got lemons one time and they bit into a lemon and now they think all citrus fruit tastes like a lemon.
I feel like I've seen Tallulah teach her babies to leave citrus alone.
So
they like
whole apples they'll play with.
Yeah, they like whole apples and pumpkins.
Like
I tell people they like to carve their own pumpkins.
All right. So that was 2.6 pounds of fish I just threw in, believe it or not.
Split between all 3, yeah. And then I guess we'll also say, well, because we chose otters for our keeper chat this week because our brews for the zoo is we're on our 3rd week this week, and it's at Little Beaver Brewery. I think it's on Finance. Are they on 5 Finance Road off of Veterans Parkway? So if you guys are local, their kickoff party for that is Friday at noon, I believe.
Oh, really?
So I think they're open noon to 10 o'clock on Friday. And they named their beer Tallulah. Where are you? There you are. So Tallulah will be on their beer to help support Miller Park Zoo this week.
Can you stand up with her?
Good job, Spencer.
Hi. Good boy.
He's like, why am I not on there?
I think they just like your name.
I think they like the name. I like the name Tallulah as well. What's the family structure in the wild? Do they stay together?
In the wild, they really don't spend that much time. They could be a small family unit, but a lot of times the female will run males out of her territory while she's having babies and, teaching them how to
be an otter.
Be an otter. So it's not that they could never be found together, but in general they are not. But they do really well here at the zoo. They will, once Tallulah's convinced that the little ones are big enough to be out in the yard, she chases Spencer around for a few days, and he learns to just give them a little bit of room, and then they get along really well. But
I think
Tallulah's pretty much in charge until the babies decide they want to play with Spencer.
Yeah. And this baby gets along with Spencer really well.
Yeah, they hang out together a lot.
I see them playing together a lot.
Waving? Are you waving? That's a good job. Fish.
You ate them all already.
She's like, wait.
Oh,
Mom's
she's
got one.
she's gonna go steal
I'll
mom's
steal mom's squid.
squid.
Nope, they're all in there.
But yeah, so if you like Tallulah, go to Little Beaver on Friday and check out the beer to help support the zoo. All right, thanks guys.